gonna try and wrap up most of this coming season tonight. Probably won't be able to be on for too long. I might just be doing a season, but regardless, here we are, having fun. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing alright. And yeah. So, here we are, hanging out, and I've decided to make a few changes. I let go of Ryan Suzuki just because he was getting a little old, so I do need another center. Yeah. I need another center. Zhao is a third line center potential, so I might just keep Nichols on the team and hope that he gets a little better and then that Zhao really goes into his role. I'm good here for now. Well, I need 2 more left wingers, possibly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm good on the right wing, so I definitely need 2 left wingers. One thing you'll notice is that Dominic Bach is no longer on the team as well, along with a couple others. That's because I just didn't feel like there was a need to keep him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try and get another defenseman. A bottom pair defenseman would be ideal in this scenario, but we'll see. And then goaltending. I have a 25-year-old goaltender whose name is Calvin Yell, a medium elite goalie. He's not better than Lapalainen, but he is 7 years younger. And I don't know, I just feel like I can make a change here, so Lassi Lapalainen is on the trade block. He would be Anaheim's starter, which is great. I would get a first-round pick from them, and I can do better than that. Who is a rookie skater that I could take? Excuse me. Wait, was it left wingers that I needed? No, that wouldn't work. That would be way too high a value. You know what? I could trade for Yell's brother here. Hopefully insufficient. I mean, that's too much already. I do need to put something that's on their block on this trade, otherwise it just won't work. So let's do this. Rejected. And let's try a 4th. Isn't sufficient at all. Let's just take the 4th off. I don't know. Let's try finding a trade. So let's find a trade for Lapalainen. For whatever reason, it's really hard to find trades for goalies in this game. I'm not sure how that works. So let's find a trade for Lassi Lapalainen. I've found one. Getting Jesperi Kotkaniemi, that's a no. I'm just gonna straight up decline that. Okay. I do need to trade him though, that's the thing. Buffalo's a team that contends with us a lot, but I'd be fine with taking their first. They don't have a first, huh? Okay. 2037 first round pick. Be wild. Their first round pick isn't that high of value. They have a couple prospects on the block, but none that really intrigue me all that much. They really have some shitty prospects, holy crap. Jeez, man. That guy might be their best prospect. And then... Or, you know I could see if they have any good left wingers available. They straight up have none. Minnesota sucks. Okay, well, let's see, goaltending. Oh, not trading Chris, miracle. Lassi Lapalainen. I would need, like... The thing is, he'd be Canes and Cannons' starter. Draft picks. I could add their second as well. Boom. Okay, I'm going with Yell. I think that that's going to be to work out for me. So I just need the 2 left wingers now. And right off the bat, I do see a player named Lavalley, Leonardo Lavalley, a power forward who has been capable of putting forth a decent amount of points. Yeah, fairly consistently. He wouldn't fit on our team. Damn. Zinger. What an elite name. Forward line 4, yikes. Muirs? Joe Muir. Bottom 6 forward lines, that wouldn't work. Bannister's an RFA, wouldn't want to do that. Mario Huberto. All PK lines. Damn. Latowski. Oh, he's an RFA. Damn. Thought that would be good for a second. Kenneth Rome. Forward line 1. No. Blaine, also an RFA. Suzuki doesn't have any teams interested in him, not surprisingly. Jeez. Oh, goodness. Okay, Dainton. Damn, he's an RFA. Christian Vesalainen, there's no way I'm signing him. Jaskelainen. Bottom 6 forward lines. I'd put him on the 3rd line then. And then Wellwood. Hell no. We'll bring up Brindamore on the team. Nope, he's an RFA. Damn. C. Wilson. Is he a fit for my team? Top 6 forward lines, LOL. Just for a year, and I'll just give him a little bit more money than what he wants. Now, I need to find defensemen. Not like a great defenseman, but one that could go on like my 3rd pair. That wouldn't be too bad. Ruslan Kondratiev, all power play lines. It's not really what I'm looking for. Brennan Zanetti. Power play lines, all defensive pairings. Brendan Stempniak. Only want you for 1 year, buddy, but you'll make a fine addition to my team. You say he's not much better, but he's better. 2-way players, I don't love any of these prospects that I could be signing. Quentin Savage. I'll give him a contract, and that's about it. I really... we'll sign Nabokov too. I really couldn't... I had a really terrible class of free agents this year. Who else sign as well? Like, this guy was one of mine, but, you know, he's not very good. We'll just check potential real quick. Yeah, none. So... coaching staff. That's something I needed to do. I need to hire 2 coaches. 3 coaches for my NHL team. So we'll do the associate coach first. Get him. I'm gonna get the assistant coach now. Please be one with goalies. There is one with goalies, but his teaching is some ass. Oh, Gilbert Larocque, damn. He didn't want to be the goalie coach last time. I may just have to hire somebody else, but that's fine. Scouting, I think we were all good. Yeah, nobody retired from my scouting department. Okay, so my assistant coach has accepted. That's, you know, good hire. Oh, the goalie coach that didn't want to hire signed did. So I got my left winger. I got my prospects there. I got my associate coach. So I got all three coaches. Got one left winger. I got a defenseman. I got my other left winger. Good. We're good. We are all set. I'd get Minnesota's third as opposed to our own, and I'd get an extra sixth. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but I will edit my trade block. I'm gonna take those players off of it, but any prospects that I won't sign, like Fallon, Gertz, and Richards. Those three prospects, they're not going to fetch very much on the free agency market. And Dallas still trying to trade Finding Nino, huh? I'm never going to sign those three prospects. I might as well get something. Uldrich Kaspar has been tendered an offer sheet for 6 years. I'd get a first and a third round pick. I have to match. That's a great offer, but I have to match it because I really do need Kaspar for my defense. Otherwise, I would have loved that. Oh yeah, we have news. The Swamp Rabbits signed a coach today. Their head coach, after firing their head coach like really quickly. It was kind of crazy like how quickly that came together. But, you know. So, we're just gonna keep going, keep simming along. Getting tired of these trade offers, guys. Seriously. Minnesota has just traded for Kotkaniemi and Necas, along with some Thornton player. Canes and Cannons has been traded to Montreal. So Montreal gets their goalie after Lapalainen goes to the Wild. The Wild get a haul, but they're all old players. Like, Kotkaniemi's 36, Necas has to be 37. Like, that's not a good trade for them. Oh man. Nothing doing right now. Alright, so finally we are at perform roster moves and assign captains, and here's what the team is looking like. It's a little weird, but we're working on it here. Hedstrom, Schoonmakers, Jonathan, Wise, and Klinge. Zhao, Wilson, Jaskalainen, Skirbeck, Kerslake, and Nichols. Honk. Damn. Alright, well, whatever. We'll roll with this. So that first line's pretty good, pretty great. We've got our sniper, we've got our sniper, we've got our playmaker, we've got a playmaker, we have our playmaker, we have a sniper on that line. Cameron Wilson is a playmaker, Zhao is a sniper, Jaskalainen is a two-way forward, Skirvik is a sniper, Nichols is a playmaker, and Kerslake is a two-way forward. Defense, Ellis, number sports fan, that's the same. Purcell, Harkins is the new defenseman. No, he's not. Stepniak and Kaspar. There we are. There's our team. Goaltending, Yell, still at an 85. Miracle is fine. Carolina is looking like a great team again this year, even without Svechnikov. I am still very bitter that he left us, but we have another franchise player in Hedstrom that's ready to take charge. We're going to go ahead and sim to February 1st. Did I not hit? Okay, I guess I didn't hit the button hard enough. Tavares traded to Vegas from Colorado, okay. Tommy Watson was just offered to us in a trade. Alright. Yeah, I've been kind of chilling lately. Haven't really done anything productive other than work. Yeah, I just played Minecraft and got really pissed because I died, so I'm no longer playing Minecraft. I was so upset that I died. I had like a diamond pickaxe on me too, and I just drowned. Like it was just careless. But whatever. I'm here. But yeah. We won our first game of the season 7-2 against Washington. That's a great start. Other than that, though, you know what? There we go. Let's make it 3 wins. Yeah, other than that, haven't really been doing much. I hope you all have been a little more productive than me. And another win. Alright, 4 straight wins to open up the season. 2 of which against Metropolitan Division teams, which is always a plus. There we go, there's another win. So, yeah. Petri Kemppainen, I don't know, is projected to go first overall this year. Might be a franchise goal scorer, but I can't really tell. He's playing for HIFK. And we have a gem, a left winger from Tri-City, looks to be a two-way forward. Our scouts rank him to go at the middle of the second round currently. He's 17, his skating is not very good, but he has good hands and puck control, and his teammate utilization is good. Shooting looks to be alright, puck skills are okay, everything else is pretty meh, but yeah. So we're still doing really well, I think. Montreal, that's a win, 8-4, so 6-0 to start the year, can't complain. And we do lose the first game of the season. Columbus is first in the division, but they have played 2 more games than us. Florida is placing a goalie on the waiver. Excuse me. A goalie on waivers. Oh, 2 straight losses, my goodness. But we make up for it with a win against Edmonton, now 7-2-0. Finishing off the month with a game against Ottawa, though. Ottawa's also doing quite well this season. Charlotte. The Hurricanes losing the shootout. Tough. Every team in the Metro seems to be playing more games than we are, which I don't love. Finishing up the season series against Vegas. We did lose to them earlier. Lost to them again. Torsten Hanula is out for Charlotte. And he's back already. Playing against the Caps. We win 7-1. Nice. The Caps seem to be the worst team in the Metropolitan this year. And the Canes get a win against New Jersey as well. So picking up those two Metro wins. A weaker draft though, so he's probably not a franchise player unless they're really just like random with their reactions. But the Canes with 3 straight wins after a 3-game losing streak make it 4 with that win against Winnipeg. And we will lose in the shootout to Dallas. So 2 shootout losses though, but 2 shootout losses so far this month, but or this season, but I can't complain about the record really. It seems like a tough year at the top end of the division. Seems like a very close race for the playoffs. Canes are going to need every win that they can get. First game against Minnesota. This is against Lassi Lapalainen. They're not doing well, and we get a shootout win because of it. That may end up working out in our favor. They traded Canes and Cannons for a lot of regressing NHL players, so I wouldn't at all be surprised if the Hurricanes end up getting a decent pick out of that. And playing against the Rangers, a fairly average record, and we lose in overtime. Still a playoff team by a little bit, but it is going to be close this year. We are going to need some help. Jonah Kerslake is out with an injured knee just for about a week, which is fine. He might even come back for the Calgary game. It won't affect anything, I don't think. He's already back. Does it really affect anything? How's Klinga doing? 14 points. Jaskalainen 15. Zhao is up an overall point, which is great to see. I was really worried. What is he? A sniper? You know what? I'm gonna leave it there for now. See what happens. OT win against the Coyotes is really good though. Yeah, Kerslake only missed 1 game, maybe not even that. So very happy with that. New Central Scouting rankings. These are the December rankings here. And no, Kemppanen is a franchise power forward. Point per game in Liga this year, or in the Liga this year. A+ physical, shooting, and puck skills. A's and everything else. Sean Couturier comparison. So a good comparison. Seems to be a really good goal scorer. Strong 200-foot game, and obviously good strength on the puck. We are looking to have a top 5 pick this year, so maybe we'll luck into it. It is only December, so a lot of things can change. Charlotte losing another player there to injury. But, for now, I think, we won against Minnesota, I'm pretty sure, in the first game. If you can win again and take 2 wins away from them, take 4 points away in the standings, that might mean something later on. So we'll see what happens. Either way, since it's a weaker draft class, I am going to need to have a better first round than anything else. But another big win against the Devils, a Metropolitan Division team. Canes need all the wins we can get against them. They are right behind us, and the Canes with another win against... Well, after that, we won... Wow. A lot of overtime games I'm noticing. That overtime win against the Coyotes and the Devils, and then an overtime win against the Panthers, and then we have 2 shootout losses as well. So it's kind of a crazy time. Canes and Caps, a storied rivalry, and the Canes walk away with another win. Here we go. And a shootout win. So lots of overtime games. Seems like the Canes are gifting a lot of teams points, unfortunately, but it seems about 50% of the time they'll get it done. in overtime or the shootout. So, I mean, that's not terrible. Remember that one year the Canes were like really bad in overtime and like 13 overtime losses or something crazy like that. Like they could have made up like their playoff point difference if they made like if they won like half of those games or something. It was kind of crazy. Another overtime win, shootout actually. So there we go. It's January 1st, so the Canes did end the year on a win, starting off the new year against Colorado. And we start off the new year strong, January of 2037. Happy 35th birthday, every created player. Yeah, that's what it is. It's their 35th birthday. Canes on a nice little win streak here. Yeah, we might have like one or two players retire this year. Some of like the lower end players, like some second and third round picks that were in this game, like a goalie or two, maybe a forward or defenseman. It really isn't that much at 35, but 36 is when you start seeing a few more players retire, and then nobody really stays in the league past like 38, 39-ish. So we might only have a few seasons of this remaining, which is sad, but you know, all good things must come to an end. So here we are, nearing the end of January, heading into the All-Star break. In the next couple of games, the Canes, I believe, may have lost in the shootout to the Wild, but anyways, we know about Kemppanen. Seems like the Wild have kind of picked it up. Now they're like sort of teetering on the edge of a playoff spot there. We do need to put them back down because I don't want them to do better. But anyways, we have 4 gems in this draft, 2 right wingers, 1 left winger, and a defenseman. The defenseman projected to go middle of the second. We already knew that this left winger was a gem, and then there's a couple other players. So we're going to go ahead and scout the potential in comparison on these guys. Already seems like we know that this player is a low elite. This player likely as well. This guy is probably a low top 6. And this guy's probably a top 4D. So, yeah. It was actually just a straight up loss to the Wild. So it seems like the Wild have turned a corner after a slow start. Unfortunately, it gives us less of a chance of getting the first overall pick. And yeah, there they go. They go out and acquire a defenseman. And they're now in a wild card spot. I just saw that, so that's unfortunate for us. Either way, I mean, I don't need another franchise player. It just would have been kind of cool. But I will have 2 first round picks in this draft, which is nice, and 2 seconds. But as of January 1st, or February 1st, the Canes are second in the division behind the Flyers, which is kind of hard to believe. But, yeah, the Flyers are just ever so slightly better. And then we have an 11-point lead over third in the division. And yeah, it's you know, good. Buffalo's having a hell of a season, though. So that'll be a tough test. We are going to sim to the end of the season against Buffalo, actually. 2 games against the Flyers, 1 at the end of the month and 1 at the very start of March. Those will be big games to see if the Canes can get first in the division. So that's a huge 4-point swing there. That could go either way. Or it could just be neutral and the Canes could get 2 points and the Flyers could get 2. But either way, I'm liking that the Canes have won their last 2 games after a loss to the Sabres. Showing some resilience there. Los Angeles gets a few prospects. Trades Luke Henman, former Canes prospect, and Francisco Pinelli to Vancouver. Some Goldobin player gets traded to Detroit, actually, from the Rangers, and we play the Rangers and Detroit this month. Canes with a big 7-3 win over Montreal beating Canes and Cannons. Matt Chatelain, a created player traded from Washington to Buffalo. Jeremy Waugh, maybe? I don't know. That's a Waugh player traded to Vegas from the Rangers. So the Rangers seem to be committed to the tank this year, and rightfully, I don't know. They're fifth in the division right now, but not in a playoff spot, and neither is the team ahead of them. So Vegas adding up another player, another creative player in Jason Mariani. Brunette also heading to Vegas from Chicago. So that's a big deal, big trade. That's just a minor trade. I don't know why that's a major trade. Kerslake out with a pulled groin yet again. He'll be back on March 11th, so he's out for nearly a month, which is not very good. Luckily, it just affects the fourth line. Tim Stützle traded to Buffalo. Edmonton getting a first-round pick and a prospect for that. That's a big deal. Owen Anderson traded to Florida from San Jose. So Owen, I believe that's the first time he has moved in this GM mode. Traded to Florida this time. And Canes winning against Boston. There we go. You love to see it. Big game against Detroit coming up. Canes losing, and then a big game against Philly. Canes can really go around. Oh, Detroit acquires a goaltender from Arizona. Canes can gain some ground, and they win. Mayorov traded to Boston. So the Canes got a big 2 points against the Flyers to kind of creep back closer to them in the standings. And they beat Tampa. Max Pohl, what a name. Canes are now first in the division, beating the Flyers once again. So they get all 4 points, and that ends up being huge for the Canes. Pittsburgh having a terrible season. Kerslake is back for the Canes. Never mind. He came back a little too early. Charlotte had some injuries there. Washington firing Alexander Bay and their coach. They were not doing very well this season. The last three teams in the Metro are doing terribly, and the middle's alright, and then the top end of the Metro's very good. So, seems like Minnesota is in a playoff spot now. Yeah. Sitting at one of the last wild card spots, it looks like. We have another gem. My gosh. And it's a third right winger. Stuart Gianta. What a name. Hockey name for sure. But yeah. Low top six. Two low elite players is good to see. This guy's most likely a low elite. This guy's probably medium top six. That'd be my guess at least. Man, some huge wins in a row. Malik Nichols, that's a fourth line injury, is out until the 3rd of April. 5-0 win against the Jets. That might be one of our first shutouts. Kerslake is back, and that's a little too early. He didn't get hurt this time. Or in that game. Alright. So Nichols is back in the lineup. We have 53 wins. Ottawa's just crushing it this season. The Canes will not win the President's Trophy. That is a decided no. Arizona actually, despite trading a goalie, ended up winning the conference. Skirbeck scoring, Schoonmakers, and Ellis. It's the last game of the season. I'm feeling generous. We'll sim through overtime here. The Carolina Hurricanes versus the Buffalo Sabres. Last game of the season. Canes just trying to just pad the stats in overtime. None of it will really matter, but you're looking to obviously get that one extra point, on the team. So whoever wins, wins. But it's going to be Corey with the puck. Turned it over to Hedstrom. Hedstrom got crunched. Jonathan Wagner gets it to number one sports fan. Number sports fan with the puck on his stick. Circles back, doubles back. Shot, save. And I think that's Dean and not Jake Bean. Turnover. And Dean's got the puck on his stick. Gets it. What a play. Jonathan Wagner, 2 turnovers. Or 2 takeaways. Jonathan shot, saved by the Sabre goaltender. And Dean with the puck on his stick now is going to carry it up into the offensive zone. There's a helmet flying everywhere. I got my raid rewards. Number sports fan to yell. And yell just hold on, alright. Interesting play there, but probably for the best. And there we go. Sabres winning the face-off. Getting it back. Kukanen shot saved by Yell. Easy save there. A lot of room to shoot. A lot of time to shoot. Maybe he could have gone for something a little better there, but instead he decided to just unload right away. Ended up not being the best idea. Bit of a strange shot decision there. Kukanen wins it, but Schoonmaker's got it. He's on a breakaway. Schoonmaker doubles back on the breakaway shot and save. That was a strange play, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe he was trying to like galaxy brain it, I'm not sure, but that was weird. Shot, Big Sam gets it back to Schoonmakers. Schoonmakers carries it in 1-on-2. Gets it to Big Sam, shot, score! Canes win. Schoonmakers and Big Sam will register points in the last game of the season. Big Sam gets a huge goal. Already a great career for him. And we will move right along here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Your Carolina Hurricanes finished with a 55-21-6 record. Hedstrom finishing with 89 points, obviously missing Svechnikov a good bit this season. And it's going to be a Canes versus Red Wings first round. Take a look at points here. Your Carolina Hurricanes. Big Sam with 86 points, including 48 goals. 35 years old, that is not too bad. It's obviously adding to a Hall of Fame career, or at least one that deserves Hall of Fame consideration. Jonathan also with 84 points, another solid season for him. Great to see. Hitting 500 assists in his career this season. Number sports fans, 76 points. My goodness. 48 assists, obviously getting closer to 400 career NHL goals. And with a nice 950 points in his career, that's looking like a Hall of Fame career. Schoonmakers, solid season, 68 points. Cameron Wilson, great signing there. Klinga, 5 goals, look at that. Jaskalainen, another great signing. Zhao had a really good year. Nick Zhao, alright. Goaltending, how did our friend Yell do? He did fine. Chris Miracle, 44 wins this season. And the Hurricanes, actually 1,000 appearances. His last start was his 1,000th appearance in the NHL. And yeah, you can't go for a better record than that. Winning over half of your games is crazy. 57 shutouts as well is just excellent. So he's averaging like 1 shutout every 10 wins, which is kind of insane. Yeah. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and do the playoffs here. Canes and Red Wings, Game 1, first round. No score after the first period. Canes got heavily outshot. Wise and, Wagner scoring, so the 2 W's. Getting goals for the Canes. Third period, no score. Game 1 of the first round, we're going to overtime. Canes with the edge in all three categories, as you can see. 96 as opposed to a 94, 93 as opposed to 90, and then obviously goaltending is a 94 thanks to Chris Miracle. The playoff performer. The Canes have won 3 Stanley Cups so far in this run. We're looking for number 4 this time around. Trying to get players like, Jonathan, Number Sports Fan, Big Sam, and Chris Miracle. I think those are the only created players on the team. We're trying to get them all one last win, but it's Walker versus Hedstrom on the face-off. Hedstrom's going to win it back. Schoonmakers had it. Wagner gets it to Number Sports Fan, who enters the zone with a toe drag for some reason. Oh, good spin to get around. Oh, what a save on Schoonmakers. What a stop by the Red Wing goaltender. Barron with the puck to Ratty. Ratty with the puck, shot and save. Schoonmakers has it. Elite play by Number Sports Fan to get it to Schoonmakers, and he can't quite put it away. Jonathan shot gets crushed, and the Red Wing goaltender makes another save. Canes briefly got the puck on a turnover, but the puck exited the zone and they were offside. Chris Miracle with a save, and he's going to hold on. May have elected to pass it there. He did have a lane, but either way, offensive face-off coming up. But here is the save from Hopkins. That's one of his good saves. He's made 2 stellar saves here. But it's Matthew Savoy versus Wong and Nolan here. And Savoy's got it. Savoy, shot blocked, and it's going to go up into the glass. Wong to Savoy, shot hit the post. Swatzini scores, and the Red Wings take game 1. My score of 3-2. The Canes, you would have liked to see Schoonmakers bury that first chance early on in overtime. I think that second line really just didn't gel, didn't get a chance to defend there. But Hedstrom with 2 assists in that game shows that, the Canes are getting a lot of their production from their first line, or at least their top players. But game 2, the Canes are going to try and come back here. Jaskalainen with his first of the playoffs. Second period, the Canes are getting one from Skrbek there. And third period, that's a shutout for Chris Miracle, Wise, Wilson, and Nichols. Canes getting contributions up and down the lineup. Skrbek with 2 points in that game. And yeah, that was just an excellent game from the Canes there. Big Sam with 3 assists so far these playoffs. Still looking for his first goal, but he is obviously a big contributor every time. Charlotte is a playoff team winning their division this year, with Vennerberg leading the team in points with 65. Game 3, Canes obviously tying the series last game with that 5-0 shutout. Detroit getting the first goal thanks to Goldobin, the player they traded for actually. He scores his second of the game, but Zhao and Wise come back to tie it. Third period now, Canes win. Jaskalainen with the game winner, and Number Sports Fan scoring. Canes win and take a 2-1 series lead. Big Sam with another 2 assists in that game. He's really developed as a playmaker lately, I guess. And Hamhui is already out with a bruised hand, so it means Charlotte played their first game and won 5-0 against Hartford. So an excellent start to the playoffs for the Checkers, winning 5-0. Game 4, Detroit getting out to a lead in the second period. It's Barron and Foodie scoring. Third period, Canes lose. Big Sam does get his first of the playoffs on the power play, but it's a 5-1 loss for the Hurricanes. Schoonmakers out with a mild concussion until the 25th. He is out for the rest of the series. That's a huge loss to the Canes offense. Game 5, obviously there will be a Game 6 in this series. Detroit, 2-0 lead. Blomstrand and Barron scoring. Second period though, Number Sports Fan with a power play goal, and Kaspar getting his first of the playoffs. Canes lose though. Ellis does get a goal, but unfortunately not enough. We're heading to Game 6 where the Canes need a win. Obviously losing Schoonmakers is huge, but he can't be your only source of offense in this series. You need other players to step up. First period, that's a good way. Wilson, Wise, and sports fans scoring. Second period, Walker gets a goal, and third period, Canes win. Jääskeläinen and Wilson scoring. So the Canes get a 5-2 win, force a Game 7, and yeah, big news. Big Sam, I don't believe, had any points in that game. I could be wrong, but I don't believe he did. But either way, first period, Game 7. Canes losing, Serenhimo scoring for the Canes, Ratti and Nolan getting goals for Detroit. Second period, Canes still losing by 1 goal, Hedstrom and Ellis scoring, and the third period, Canes lose and their season is over with Nolan getting that final goal. And Harkins got out, so that was a loss in that game too. So I doubt it would have made a difference, but Charlotte winning their series. Obviously, Schoonmakers is now back. We'll sim through the Checkers playoffs, but we won't play through it. Like, we won't play through overtime unless they win. So Puistola, the new prospect, getting a goal, and then Vennerberg getting a goal. He was the team's leader in points in the regular season, and he's the team's leader in points in the postseason so far. Charlotte versus Providence is a big series. Both teams were excellent in the regular season. The Checkers had a 4-point edge on them, though. No score in the second. Third period, Parise gets the goal, and then Bednarz takes the lead for the Bruins in the series. Very low-scoring series, 3-2, and then 2-2-1 games, which is kind of interesting. So the Checkers need a big game here to force Game 6. Claxon scoring, Hanley and Conley, and then the Checkers get a goal from McCarron to force Game 6. Obviously, we got to play Game 5 first, but that's a huge win. You go back home. Basically, you can get a 3-2 lead as opposed to fighting for, your lives. Shepard scoring in the first period. Third period now tied. Third straight overtime game, and the Checkers win thanks to Nabokov taking a 3-2 series lead at home like I predicted. I didn't predict it. I'm just making a joke. McCarron now leading the team in points. Obviously, not a whole lot of points to be had this series. It's been a very close series. I think it's been decided by 1 goal every time. Naslund scoring here. Ramsey and Turner. Third period. Providence forces Game 7 with Bednarz scoring. Once again, a 1-goal game. Really, one different bounce in the series could be changed. Like, ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But San Antonio and San Jose moving on in the West. First period, Nabokov scoring. Second period, Checkers get that lead with Parise scoring. The first game to not be decided by 1 goal goes to the Checkers. Nikitin and Parise scoring. Charlotte moves on after a very hard-fought series. Playoff round is over. We're heading to Rochester now. Rochester, one of the best teams in the AHL this past year. Rochester scoring first, Hoffman getting the goal, and it's a shutout. You know what? Instead of doing that, I'm so sorry. I can't keep doing this. I'm tired, but I want to sim through another season because, I feel like we got some unfinished business. We'll see if Charlotte forces a Game 5. But we'll check the scouting rankings first. I didn't see if Minnesota made the playoffs. It appears that they didn't. So we'll have a late, like a teens pick, like an early teens pick. Plenty of gems to be had in this draft, despite it being a, quote, weaker draft, which is good to see. Checkers winning the next 2 games, so they forced a Game 6. We'll just see what happens in Game 5. Loss. Please win. Overtime loss. So Charlotte's season ends. It's going to be Rochester versus San Antonio. And we'll just sim to the draft, actually. Before I do that, we'll do that. Go back to the Canes. Number Sports Fan was actually our team's leader in points. Philly ended up winning the Cup. Rochester ended up winning the Calder Cup. So congrats to both teams. Don't remember if Philly had any created players. But we get the 14th overall pick. St. Louis gets the first from Pittsburgh, which is hilarious. And the second, my goodness. So St. Louis, not only will they get a franchise player, they get another elite player in this draft, which is kind of insane. But that'll be good. Canes getting 14th overall is pretty solid, though. Yeah, they'll get a franchise center and franchise left winger. Man, oh man. I don't like the way this spells Matthew, though. There's another goal. There's a goalie in this draft as well. That's a gem. That's crazy. Look at this, man. Like, how many gems we have, and we just discovered another right winger. That's a gem. Crazy. Good stuff. I like that though. So we have some options in this draft. Retired players. Here's where we may say goodbye to a few created players. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Capo Caco, Nico Hischier, and Casey Middlestat, all 1,000-point club members. Natchez for the Wild, finishing his career with 997 points, obviously a former Cane. Another player, Dominic Bach, retiring. K to the Isle, K to the Arl, retiring as a Washington Capital, spending the last 5 seasons of his career there, finishing with 20 points in his last year and only 40 games played. Carl had 841 points in 1346 NHL games. He was a negative in terms of plus minus, but at least he was a nice negative, negative 69. 141 of those points were power play points. He had 1 shorthanded goal over the course of his career, which came in Washington, and 2 shorthanded points. He didn't get a whole lot of time on the penalty kill, it looks like, but was consistently a good takeaway player, decent block shots, a couple hits. He was a very physical player, but yeah. So K to the Arl is our first retired player that I can see. Dominic Bach also calling it quits. Jamison Reese calling it a career as well. Tommy Watson, created player, drafted by Anaheim, spent his last season with Colorado in the NHL. Actually spent a good chunk of his career. He pretty much split it half and half with between Anaheim and Colorado. Give me 1 second, I'm going to answer this call. Alright, so as you can see, Michael Goodrow finishing his career as a career-long Vegas Golden Knight, drafted and developed talent by Vegas. Obviously, he was a defenseman, so not gonna be the flashiest offensive player. In fact, only 2 power play points throughout his entire career, and one of them was only one of them came in his last season with the team, so not a power play performer with this team. But that's alright. 33 game winning goals, so he won. He was, the single handed factor in 33 of those games. Ended up having 7 shorthanded goals over the course of his career and 30 shorthanded points, so he was a beast on the penalty kill. And ate up a lot of minutes every night. So, solid season for him. Plenty of block shots throughout his career, so a solid defensive defenseman. Was he two-way? No, he was defensive defenseman. Luke Henman retiring as well. That's a former Kane. Elias Anderson, that's a crazy thing. He does not want to play for the Rangers anymore. I don't know if you all saw that, but that's crazy stuff. Other than that, Patrick Puistola calling it a career. A bit of a disappointing NHL career, partially due to the fact that the Canes never really gave him a chance, and that's kind of my fault. No, that's not one of mine. Okay. No other created players in this. Goaltenders now, Hart, DiPietro, Gustafsson. That is really it. So, no created goaltenders, but a few created players this year. I will need to hire a non-goalie coach and a coach for the checkers. And my best scout has retired, and a European scout has retired, so that hurts. That is so unfortunate. Elenick is my best scout. Oh, we'll check the awards after this. Might be. But yeah, Elenick is by far my best scout. Pick 14, I have no idea what's going on here in this draft. My scouts really like Suglobov? We'll just call him Slugs. They really like him. Character's a weakness, but I don't really give a shit. He lacks size, which I don't care about. He's a good goal scorer, seems to have good creativity and offensive instincts with an Owen Nolan comparison, which isn't too bad. We'll take a shot on him and draft him. Medium top 6 forwards, really solid, 66 overall. I'll let him develop one more year and then probably bring him to the NHL, or AHL, excuse me. Now we're going to pick 27 overall. Don't love any of this, so what we're probably going to do is draft a player who has a good projection. Marcel Garon or Jean Labruyere. No comparison here. Garon. Matt Zuccarello comparison, really solid, good skating, or good speed apparently. He lacks size and must bulk up, but who cares? That's a good pick. So 2 forwards in the first round. We're moving on to pick 45 here. Plenty of talent left to be had. I don't see a whole lot of it though. Okay, there's still plenty of players available for me to be picking here. My scouts really like Kimmo Nokalainen. Really good puck skills. He seems like an offensive defenseman. Sergei Gonchar comparison. He is 19, so that's probably why he's a little lower. Medium top 60. Okay, that's not that great. Thought he would be a little better than that, but it's fine. So they took the goalie already from me, so Ezra Rodriguez is here. He looks like the best player available in this draft, so we'll pick him up. Low top 4D is not awful. Who was going to be the next picks? Card. Okay, another low top 4D, so I don't really care. Pick 89, this is our pick in the 3rd round. I think there's still some gems to be had. Connor McTaggart here and Boris Karpovtsev, both players. Pretty good. I do like McTaggart's shooting though as a strength. Hopefully he is a low top 6 forward. He is, so that's a good pick. Pick 27, I don't know if there are any other gems available. Kirill Novikov is projected to go. Plenty in the later rounds. I have all my late round picks, so I'm gonna wait and just use all my picks on that. Right now we'll just go based on potential, see if there's anything else to be picked. There's 3 whole gems, okay. They might be the best, but sometimes there's like a medium top 6 forward ready to be snagged. Doesn't appear to be the case here. We'll go with Morgan Dingle here because that's a hilarious name. So, pick 151. This is where we use our last 3 picks in the draft on the best gems available. Mauricio Henley here. Welcome to the Canes. 52 overall is not great, but I believe he's 18. And we have pick 182. So we'll pick Aiden 90 here. Skating is really bad. But again, a low elite gem. What are you gonna do? Plenty of teams want to trade this pick. I'm going to trade for pick 191. And I'll just trade pick 213. And a 7th round pick in next year's draft for that pick. Or I could just trade a 6th round pick, I guess. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. Just give them a higher pick. Yeah. So we're trading up for a pick. And we keep the other 7th round pick that we had. That way we can get, you know, another possible good player. So the last player we're picking here is Kyle Van Riemsdyk. The other and the final low elite gem in this draft. As for what's going on right now, it's anybody's guess as to who the best player would be. I could pick Marsh, the goalie here. Fringe starter's not bad, and I didn't pick a goalie. I haven't picked a goalie in the draft, so it's a great draft. Obviously, I would have liked my 2nd round picks to be better, but I made up for it with all the late round value that I got. Gonna try and make this off season a quick one. This is the first time I've actually had to go to scouting, or like I'll have gone to scouting in a long time. So we'll go to contracts here. We are going to give Schoonmakers all of the money. We will qualify him, offer him a long contract for as much money as he wants. Because we're just that nice. Number Sports Fan also wants a contract extension. This time he actually does want to sign. Ellis does not. I've been very happy with his performance on this team. I'm not, well, I guess it really doesn't matter how long I sign him for, does it? So we'll see if he accepts that. I am just going to go to all expiring centers now. Zhao's up to an 84, which is exactly where I want him to be. His potential's also up to medium elite when he was at a low elite, which is really solid. I'm going to qualify him and then once again offer him a contract. I was really impressed with his performance this past season. I feel like he could factor into the lineup in a big way next year. Nichols, I feel like he did alright. He did fine. McLeod, he is a bit older of a prospect, but still a decent prospect. Nichols here will sign. Left wingers here. Jaskalainen, I feel like did really well this past year. Again, I'm just gonna offer all these players like a lot of money to re-sign here. Wilson, I feel like I can do better. Mellenby, I'm going to sign. Was this a 1st round pick of mine? 4th round, actually. It's pretty good, actually. I'll keep McCarron, but not Turner. Right wingers, Klinga, I mean, I've got to keep the no goals wonder here. My man refuses to score goals, but he'll be a playmaker for you. I have plenty of prospects here. Urkamp is one. Johansson is another. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with Wong as opposed to Johansson. Johansson's a year older and one overall high. He's one overall higher, but he's a year older with worse potential, low top 6 as opposed to low elite. That's my reasoning there. Vennerberg, I'll qualify him because he was Charlotte's best player this past year. Harkins, again, I feel like he did really well. Oh my god, all these players want like long-term contracts. No. We'll just do that. That's fine, I don't care. Stepniak, I feel like I can do better. Saranhimo, I feel like I can do better. Cook, I'm going to qualify because he'll probably take Saranhimo's place. Scuderi, I'll also qualify, and that is it for there. Goaltending, Chris Miracle does not want a contract. You're getting a contract, buddy old pal. And you're going to like it. Yell also doesn't want a contract. He had a fine rookie year in the NHL. Nothing too crazy, nothing too outstanding, but he did fine. That's the contract you're getting. Brody doesn't want a contract. What's my goalie situation looking like in the AHL? Okay, well I have to qualify you. I could bring in Donald just for the hell of it, but like there's really no point right now. Yep. So there's that. Skaters. I have Lutz here. Cade Lutz. His potential's not the highest, but he has a strong... Oh, I guess it wouldn't matter because he plays in the OHL, huh? Alright, this past draft was not good. Ash... I must have signed all my good prospects because that's nothing from that draft. Was Lutz my first round pick? He was. Oh, okay, that explains it. Ash was probably a second round pick. No, 5th round actually. Who was my second round? Kaminsky? Yeah, Kaminsky. That's not a good draft. Yikes. Well, that's fine. Lutz is at least like a decent prospect from that draft then. We'll advance the day. Everybody should sign. It's all gonna be like an easy decision to renew my contract with you. Nichols rejected a contract renewal. That's fine. I think I can just find a better 4th line center. Might even be able to have a prospect that's better than that, so we shall see. So, there we go. We're going to sign free agents. We're going to take a look at the depth chart here. See what we got. Yeah, there we go. We got Ford. So we definitely need a third. Did Big Sam retire? Did I just straight up not re-sign him? I just didn't re-sign him. Okay. Like giving him a year. Okay, well, Big Sam will sign with my team because I offered him a ass load of money. Ford, who is the 8th overall pick I got from Dallas that one year, obviously will be my 4th line center this next year. His role's depth forward, but he might even grow to like a 79, 80 in the offseason. Other than that, it's not looking very good center depth-wise, so keep an eye on that. 1, 2, 3. I do need another left winger. 4th line left winger, probably. Maybe. Oh, we'll see. Let's wait before I open my mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could use a 1st line left winger, I think. Yeah. So 1st line left winger is all that I need in free. Oh, defense. I didn't even look at defense. Oh, God. I can't even tell you what my defense is going to be like. It's probably so bad right now. I don't think I got rid of anybody of consequence, now that I think about it. 1. Ooh, he's only a top 4D. That's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's not awful. I do need a defenseman, and I need somebody good in case Number Sports Fan decides to poop out on me here. So I need a first line left winger. Got it. Cedric Cizikas. Bottom 6 forward lines. Shit. Langkow. Forward line 2. Zajac. Top 4 defensive pairings. You are perfect, my friend. 7 years, Nabi. How about 4? But we'll just give you a fuck ton of money to keep up with it. There we go. Probably well more than you're worth, but who cares? You know what? Who cares? I'm just trying to make the best team available. You get 5 years. There's my free agency additions. Again, I'm just trying to get everybody a cup, man. I'm liking this. Low top 6 forward, 70 overall. Low elite defenseman, 70 overall. I do need centers. Are there any other prospects here? Ones that aren't bad. No. I gotta bring back Frazee. I know he sucks, but I don't have any other options. So yeah, there we go. Scouting. I almost forgot, man. And I gotta hire coaches too. Scouting, so I have to do European and USA. Damn, man. Oh, and there aren't any good ones. USA. Oh no. That's so bad. I'm fine with it. Dang, man. So my USA scouting takes a huge hit. Dang, man. That really sucks. Okay. Oh, shoot. Coaching staff. I had to hire a couple coaches. AHL goalie coach and an associate coach for the NHL. Okay. Associate coach for the NHL. This guy's better. Hayden McKenna. I hate that name. His teaching is good. And then a goalie coach. I need a goalie coach for the AHL because of course I do. Always end up needing a goalie coach. His teaching's really good. Nothing else about him is good though. So, got my personnel changes for the off season. I got my scout, or at least my USA scout. I got my European scout. Got my AHL goalie coach. And I got my associate coach. Got my prospect. Got prospects. Theo Rochette headed to Buffalo, so Buffalo adding up again. Got my defenseman, I got Big Sam back, and I got my left winger. Big Sam, I'm so sorry that I forgot to sign you. Didn't look like you were available. Sometimes it literally just like slips my mind. Okay, Florida adding a few players at the deadline. No, I'm not trading Ford. I want Ford. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're just gonna keep getting. Alright, now all of our players are accepting their qualifying offers. Alright. Just a bunch of trades that mean nothing. So, yeah. Another trade, really. Darcy Marlowe, former Kane. Look at that. Sorry, I just get excited. He was a former Hurricane. If I see former Canes on the list, I get excited. So it is now the 2037, 2038 season. Oof, that's not good. Okay, we'll leave him there. Damn. Big Sam has regressed, unfortunately. He is our third line center, which is not awful. Not great either. But Ford isn't. He's a 79, which is not great. Ugh. Yeah, so there's the lines. Hurrah. Yeah. Defensively, yeah, Zajac and Number Sports Fan, he obviously has regressed. Ooh, he's gonna regress hard this year. I think I'm gonna do that just to prevent any catastrophes. Goaltending, it's obviously Chris and it's obviously y'all. Chris is now an elite, so yeah, everybody's starting to get older. I'm unfortunately going to lose a lot of players soon. That's like the one negative about having all the created players on your team and then not wanting to let go of them, is that they'll all retire immediately and then you'll just be done. So we're gonna quick sim this season. We're just gonna go right through it up to February 1st. I'm not gonna stop and do a whole lot of commentary because yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot to go on. Yeah, I have work tomorrow morning at 9, so I don't want to be up too much later than this. So if I drift off, it's because I'm trying to do a bunch of other stuff all at once. So, sorry. No, I don't want to trade for Finding Nino. He's also a 7th D, so that's not very good. He's finally not on Dallas anymore. I guess Dallas got rid of him. So there we go. The preseason is over and done. I should have checked my amateur scouting. You know what? Kind of going through the motions here a little bit, which isn't great, but whatever. We won in the shootout to start the season and then an overtime loss. So we're at least kind of starting on the right foot. Ed Scuderi, strained hamstring. That is a Charlotte injury, though, so that's not a huge deal. So that's fine. Central Scouting, first draft rankings of the year. There have been plenty of franchise players, but we do know that Miles Archer is a medium elite player in one of possibly the last drafts of this franchise mode, which is kind of crazy to think about. And this is one of the last drafts we'll have. Ooh, we're going to start the Rancor raid and do it tomorrow night. Yay! Cool. Ed Scuderi's already back. Kane's doing well, though, winning 3 games so far this season. Was never really in doubt, in my honest opinion. But yeah, we're doing fine. The Hurricanes are doing fine. 7-1-1, not too bad. Played against Philly last game of the month. It was a loss, 7-2-1. Alright, well, we're still doing alright. We're not like the best team ever, but we're good. We're doing fine. Yeah, good. Playing against Edmonton, there's another win. Yeah, just keep on winning. 11-3-1. Dang. Don't even make me do my job. Number sports fan, injured shoulder, out until the 20th. Not great, unfortunately. Number sports fans already back, which is really good to hear. Yeah, cool. Yeah, 14-6-1, a solid record. Good year for rookies, so it's a good draft year. That's what they mean. I don't know why they say for rookies in particular, but that is what they do. So, here we are. Yeah, it's a tough year for the Metro, but we're doing alright. It's now December 1st, so any RFA needs to be signed. Yep. Okay, we're losing a few more games now than I'd love. But scouting again takes a hit because we're missing our best scout. No defense, or no gems, excuse me. And yeah, we're taking a hit here. Yep. Okay, we're losing a few more games now, and I think it's because it reverted to putting number 1 sports fan on the first line. Or the first pair. That's not what I meant to hit. Let's do that instead, because we were winning a lot more games like that, and I don't know why. we just were. It's like such a small change, but like, you know, if he's really regressing, then there's no point in leaving him on the first pair. Look at that, there's a win. I'm just waiting. Yep, look at that. There's another win. We're 2-1 since I made that change. I don't know how good our strength of competition has been. 3-1 though. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm right, look at me. But like, you know, it clearly has made a difference. 4-1. Yeah, that was the issue. Was that he just wasn't cut out for the first pair anymore. I'm not gonna bother counting the record, but we have won more games than we have lost since I made that change. Russ Frazee out for Charlotte. That's not good. Alright, nothing crazy there. Couple losses though, but we're still kind of pumping away at this stuff. We're still making an impact. Making a name for ourselves out here up in this place. Yeah, 25, 15, and 4. Yeah, that was the right call, I think. Just moving him down to that pair. Don't know why it helps, but it does. It did help, I guess I should say. Charlotte, though, too many damn injuries. Too many damn injuries. New Central Scouting rankings. These are the January rankings, so probably not a whole lot of changes in terms of players we know about. Yeah, none. Yeah, nothing really crazy. Pittsburgh fires Laurent Apple as their coach. I feel like he's fired a lot. He gets fired a lot in these sims. But we are second in the division, comfortably ahead of the next place team in the division. It's February 1st, where we usually would stop, but I did already make a change, so like there's no point in stopping. There's going to be some trades. We may see some created players traded. I doubt it, since we're this late into the game, but you never know. I may take a little break from Kane Stoder franchise mode. I may not. It really just depends. Kaspar out with a sore knee. We will edit the lines manually. Unfortunately, it does not appear that this team will win the Stanley Cup this year. I just don't think we're quite good enough yet, but I could be wrong. I have been proved wrong before. But you just never know. I'm just like, yeah, I'm wondering what'll happen. I just really don't know. Kaspar is back. So it's a big addition to the team's defense. Just out of curiosity, Hedstrom, actually kind of a weaker season from him. Jonathan's having a great year. Schoonmakers is having a good year. Cizikas is having a good year. It just seems like the team as a whole isn't like tearing up worlds this year, but they're doing well. So that's good news. Hopefully the Canes can make their way into the playoffs. Yeah, I'm hoping that they can find their way to the playoffs. Man, New York, a lot of overtime losses, but we got an overtime win there, so yay! 3 wins in a row after like a decent stretch. X McCormick. I would only assume that that is Xavier McCormick because I don't believe are any other X names in this game. There's a win for the Canes, tying the Flyers for first in the division with, unfortunately, a game in hand going to the Flyers, but oh well. Pretty boring trade deadline, I would say. Not a lot of big trades. Reed Purcell is now out with a concussion, so now we actually have to go with Number Sports Fan on the first pair, which isn't that big of a deal. I think, you know what, we're ahead of most other teams in the division. I think we're good enough to go ahead and just send through March. Number Sports Fan isn't terrible, you know what, and as long as the Canes get points in most of the games, 8-0 win against the Islanders, my goodness. The Penguins are terrible, man. 8-4 and then 6-3. Yeah, as long as we start getting some points, I don't really care what happens. Seems like we are a playoff team, though. Yes, we have clinched the playoffs. I did just see that, just for a split second. March Central Scouting Rankings. Again, this is supposed to be a good year for rookies. We have one gem so far, a defensive defenseman from Russia that is 6'4", 215. Projected to go end of the second round. We know nothing about him, though, as far as potential is concerned. But we know that he's a gem. So probably, at that point, I'd say he's a low top 4D, which is not great. It's not really a good pick. As a low top 4D, you could either get a player who like ends up being a top 4 defenseman, or you can get like a bust, and that's not great. Sprained ankle for Ellis. We gotta just roll with the best lines available here. So we are going to be missing one of our team's top defensemen now that Purcell is back. Yeah, but we have clinched the division, which is a little surprising, actually. Canes with Big Sam and Cizikas scoring, and then Cizikas with the hat trick in the second and the third period. So Canes win the last game of the season, finished with 108 points. The Flyers were next with 94 points. Not the best season from them. Just all things considered. Jonathan leading the team with 79 points in 82 games. I hit the wrong button. Yeah. So it's going to be Canes versus Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs as well had not great season. That's fine. Jonathan, 3 players with 71 points. Schoonmakers, Hedstrom, and Big Sam. Big Sam finishing what could be his last year in the NHL with a solid season, getting over 600 NHL goals and 700 assists. A very solid career so far for him. How many years does he have left? This is his last year. He may have one more year after this, but we'll have to see how things go. Jonathan, a solid career. Not quite a Hall of Fame career, I don't believe. But again, this could be his last year as well. He is an 84 overall, but getting over 600 NHL goals is a huge milestone there. Hedstrom, 71 points, a solid start to his career. He's hit 51, 50. Yeah, this is just crazy. 71 points is actually low considering where he was at. Cedric Cizikas, a great signing there with 69 points. Number Sports Fan regressed a little bit, but still had 59 points. That should put him over the 1,000-point mark. It did. And he now has over 400 NHL goals and is close to 600 assists at the NHL level. Klinga, 3 goals this season. What is he at now in terms of goals? Is he at 50 yet? No, 41. It's just crazy. Like, he's consistently, I mean, look at this. He has not dipped below 50 points since 2031, which was his third year in the league. And even then, he had two 40-point seasons before that. Just insane. What pick was he? He was a 6th round pick. So the Hurricanes, out of a 6th round pick in the 2024 draft, we've gotten 815 NHL games and 500 points. You can't ask for anything better than that. Zajac, that was another great signing here. 52 points, not a career high by any means, but a solid season from him. Other than that, Ford as a rookie, 4 goals, 28 points. He's up to an 80 overall. He is also a playmaker, much like Klinga, I'm assuming. Passing is a 96. His shooting is less than good. Less than that. So yeah, Asher Ford is probably a Klinga archetype. Goaltending, Chris Miracle, not the best season overall. I think the Canes' defense really struggled this year, and he also regressed a little bit, but still over 600 NHL wins now. Added 3 shutouts, so again, almost 1 in every 10 wins is a shutout for Chris Miracle. That is a crazy ratio. So, there's that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and sim through the playoffs real quick. Toronto versus Carolina. Game 1. First period, Canes going out to an early lead. Wagner, Kerslake, and Wagner scoring again for the Canes. Second period, Kaspar and Number Sports Fan getting the goals. And third period, a Big Sam scoring. That's a 6-1 Game 1 win for the Canes. Big Sam with 3 points in that game. We're going to go ahead and sim up to game number 2. And Cody Ellis is back, so the Canes have a fully healthy roster heading into game 2. First period, Ellis scores in his first game back. Zhao gets another goal. Second period, Platt gets the goal. Third period, Toronto wins. Michael Cera, former Hurricane. Oh, that hurts. Getting a goal against his former team. It was a former Canes draft pick, left at the very tail end of his career. I believe we said goodbye to Michael Cera 2 or 3 seasons ago. Bartsch getting the goal for Toronto. Second period, Schoonmakers and Cizikas get the goals. And third period, Wise and Schoonmakers scoring. Wise gets a screw you goal with a second left, but Schoonmaker's goal was an empty netter. That's just a weird finish. But anyways, Canes with a 2-1 series lead. We're heading to game 4 here. And here we go. First period. Game 4. Canes getting out to an early lead with Jonathan scoring a power play goal. Second period, no score. And the third period, that's a shutout for Chris Miracle. Hedstrom and Schoonmakers getting the goals as well. I believe that's Hedstrom's first of the playoffs. Jonathan obviously got a point in that game, so he stays at the top of the team in scoring with 5 points in 4 games. Game number 5 here, the Carolina Hurricanes looking to end the Toronto Maple Leafs season. First period, Skrbek getting a goal, bit of a surprising goal for the Canes there. Second period, Schoonmakers and Wise scoring, and the third period, Toronto wins. Michael Cera gets the tying goal, Lecavalier scores shorthanded to win the game. Ugly third period collapse for the Hurricanes there, but alas. Game 6, and a game that the Canes have blown leads, I believe, both losses this series, so not great. But game 6, first period, Toronto gets the goal thanks to Michael Cera. Second period, Sportsfan ties it, but Penner takes the lead. And third period, Purcell scores a shorthanded goal, but it is not enough. Toronto has forced a game 7, and this is where I start to get a little nervous. Game 7. Toronto has won 2 straight. Canes need a win here. Probably should have switched up the defensive pairing since Ellis came back, but alas. Schoonmakers and Number Sports Fan getting the goals here. No score in the second. Third period, it's tied. McCauley scoring. Oh no. The Canes blew another lead. At least we're going to overtime. Oh gosh, I can't even. If we lose in the first round again, I'm gonna be kind of upset, but like, we're nearing the end of Canes Twitter franchise mode. I have won 3 cups in this run, so as much as it would pain me, like at least we've won a Stanley Cup this time around. I can't remember. I think we won a Stanley Cup last time too. But Number Sports Fan dishes back. Jonathan Wagner had it, but decided to dish it back to Sports Fan. Gets it to Jonathan in front of the net, but Perrins makes a great turnover. Gets it to Platt. Platt with the puck, turned it over to Zajac to Sports Fan, and Jonathan's going to start the breakout. Nope, turned it over to Platt. Shot by Platt was saved by Chris Miracle. Michael Serra's shot was blocked. Hedstrom gets it up to Jonathan Wagner, who gets it up to Schoonmaker. Schoonmaker's on the wing, gets it to the point to Zajac. Jonathan shot saved by Josh Bartosik, and the puck is going to be frozen. Penalty minutes. Darren Clem has 40 penalty minutes, and it's the first round, dude. Canes electing to go with the second line. First line still out for Toronto. Puck one back to Wise. Platt had it and turned it over briefly, but Michael Serra has it. Number 20 gets it. Platt shot, scores. The Toronto fucking fuck. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little mad there. Watch, Chris, Jonathan, Big Sam, and Number Sports Fan are all gonna retire. Watch it. Just watch it happen. They're all gonna retire. Did Charlotte at least win their playoff series? They did. Okay. We'll send to the draft. Alright, so Charlotte obviously moving on to the second round. We'll see if we get the notification that they've moved on to the third round. Ed Scuderi's out, so they're still playing. He's back. They're in the third round. They won their first game against Rochester. I have to delete this. I got a spam text. It was like a group message. How do you can't just leave a group message? I just blocked everybody. Okay. First period for Charlotte. Urkomps gets the goal. Second period, Peltola ties it. Tie game. Rochester wins. You know what? I'm gonna do what I did last time too, and just sim to game 5 or game 6 this time. They've already forced the game 5. Draft rankings, I guess we'll take a look. We had the one gem. Is there another? There's not, but there's a bust. Yellow, top 4D, like I said. Charlotte won. They forced to game 6. We won game 6, so we'll go to game 7. We will sim game 7, see what happens. Hopefully Charlotte can advance. First period, Ramsey and Bradley getting goals. Tie game, no score. OT, Charlotte wins thanks to McLeod. I totally forgot to watch overtime, so I'm glad they won. But, Calder Cup final, I believe there was an injury. No, it just went straight through. Okay, it made it seem like there was an injury. But anyways, Charlotte versus San Jose. San Jose was a hell of an AHL team this year, so this may be ugly, but first period, Charlotte with the lead, Bradley and McCarron scoring. Second period, Ramsey getting the goal. Tie game, Ward and Janssen scoring. Charlotte and San Jose heading to overtime in Game 1 of the Calder Cup Final. We'll start the game here. We'll start simming. So there we go, McLeod on the face-off. Wesley has it back. This is not Josh Wesley. It's decidedly not. They turn it over, and the Checkers are not going to get to it first, unfortunately. Brennan with the puck on his stick gets it out of the zone. Ald with the puck on his stick now. Gets it up to Pettersson. Pettersson to Brennan. Brennan is going to enter. No, he is not. He's going to get decked at the blue line before he can enter the zone. Number 91 for the Checkers has the puck. Wesley had it to Urquhart, to Pole, shot. Easy save there. Wesley with the puck on his stick. Gets it over to Bulbrook. Rypien gets crunched. Another huge hit. Nabokov shot, save. Potolny. Charlotte with some heavy hits. And, yeah, face off in the offensive zone. Savage, Frazee, and Conley out for the Checkers right now. Easy win there, Frazee. Pole shot, save, Tolny again. So there we go. Charlotte with a couple decent chances. Nothing great just yet, but Ward with the puck to Bergford. Bergford with the puck up to Rypien. Rypien's going to enter in the offensive zone. It's a Janssen shot and blocked, and it's going to go wide. Number 49 with a good block there. I believe that's Pole. Pole is going to double back. Think about it for a second. Get it up to Frazee, who got crunched. Ward with the puck on his stick. He scored a goal in the third period to force the game into overtime. Heading up there, Frazee with it up to Conley. Conley with the puck on his stick is going to enter in the offensive zone and get it to Frazee again. Frazee, nice move. Tony makes a save on a shot going wide. And it's going to be the third line out against the tired second line. Ward has the puck up to Janssen. Janssen to Ward. Ward gets hit hard. Janssen with the puck now. Gets hit hard. Charlotte is a very physical team, very tough to play against. They will wear you down. Bergford with the puck. Stick was lifted for a brief moment. Does not look like there's going to be a penalty out of it, though. Charlotte with the puck. Number 92 for the Checkers. Scuderi up to McCarron. McCarron's going to dump it in. And Davian with the puck up to Rypien. Rypien to Donovan. Donovan with the puck on his stick. Davian with the puck. Davian got it. Brief, good poke check. Banting with the puck though for the Sharks. Canes have it up to Bradley. Bradley to McLeod. McLeod with the puck on his stick. Doubles back, gets it to Scuderi. Shot saved by Tony. Great opportunity, Scuderi, though. Not an offensive defenseman. Cannot put the puck away. Tony with a great save. Alright, staying out with the first line. Urquhart, Nabokov, and McLeod. McLeod versus Rahala on the face-off. Gets it back to Claxton. Shot. Oh, what a stop by Tony on Urquhart there. Great save. Seriously, what a stop. Unbelievable. Oh, man. That was the best chance of overtime. Bumped off the puck there briefly. Good hit by the Checkers. Nabokov dishes it back to Puistola there. First time we've seen him on the ice. Not Patrick. Patrick retired. But Puistola. Shot scores! What a shot! It was a weak, innocent-looking shot, but it gets in the net, and the Checkers walk away with the Game 1 win in San Jose. Stunning this home crowd. Let's take a look at this play. It was a fairly innocent play. Starts with a zone entry. And it's going to be Nabokov getting the secondary assist. It's going to be Puistola's goal from McLeod and Nabokov. McLeod dishes it back to Puistola. I don't know if you can really see. The camera angle doesn't do it a whole lot of justice. Let's see. Wait till he skates a little further forward. Crap. He had all day to move this. San Jose was changing, and they felt that it was okay. Yeah, 2 defenders behind the play. The Checkers kind of caught the Sharks changing here. He's going to take it at the top of the circles and just fire a weak-looking wrister. Right, and just perfectly place that shot there. Great goal. The Checkers win game 1. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Checkers obviously getting the biggest game out of the way early with an overtime win. That was probably the biggest test they've had, other than maybe the game 7 to get there, but that's a huge win. Oh yeah, it was an overtime win in game 7. No, that's a bigger win. And here's Charlotte versus San Jose now. San Jose comes back, and my god, they did not like losing. 6-0 loss to the Checkers in game 2. That was tough. Yeah, San Jose was not happy about losing. But here we go. Game 3. Let's hope the Checkers can come back. Nabokov with a goal there. 2 goals for San Jose, but Charlotte comes back to win in the 3rd period. McCarron, Shepard, and Bradley with the goals. And the Checkers walk away with a win there, taking a 2-1 lead in the series. Nabokov staying at 21 points in 21 games. A solid performance. You're not expecting as many outlandish point totals for players. Checkers win again. McCarron and Wagner with the goals. Charlotte stunning this home. Actually, that was a home crowd, so delighting the home crowd with 2 big wins, taking a 3-1 series lead on the road for Game 5. First period, Conley with the goal. Second period, Banting tied it. Bradley ties the game with 26 seconds left, sending this game to overtime. If Charlotte wins, that is going to be the Checkers' second Calder Cup of this run, I believe. Yeah, huge. If not, we just go to game 6. But yes, if Charlotte wins, I believe it'll be their second Calder Cup, which would mean that we've had a total of 5 championships this run through, which is really great. McLeod loses the face-off though, and Patterson has the puck. Turned it over briefly, but Wesley gets it back. Bulbrook with the puck on his stick. Bulbrook shot saved by the Checkers goaltender. Brennan with the puck on his stick. A little board battle, but they got it back. Wesley with it. Shot blocked by number 71, and the puck comes up to Pohl. Great save, blocked by Nikitin. Pohl with it, dumped to Nabokov. Nabokov's going to enter the offensive zone. Charlotte's points leader in these playoffs. Auld with the puck up to Patterson. Enters the zone, 2-on-2, maybe 3-on-2. Auld shot, maybe blocked on the way through, but it went wide. Brennan with the puck, gets around the defenders. Gets it back to Wesley at the point. Way offside there. He went all the way to San Francisco with that wind up there. Number 50 gets it up. Nikitin shot save. On the wing, I believe that was Nabokov. Patterson with the puck on his stick. Bad challenge there by the Checkers defender. Blocked partially, which makes for an easier save for the goaltender. Patterson, a hooking call is gonna send the Sharks to the power play. Who was that? Pohl. So the Checkers lose one of their top pairing defensemen there. Yeah, it's a hook. Stick is parallel and he gets him. I wish they would revamp the crowd. They all look just horrible. They look like they've just suffered face melting accidents. Ramsey is going to clear the puck out of the offensive zone. Kill off some time on this power play. Ward with the puck though, doubling back. San Jose is going to start their first offensive chance of the power play. Hanley shot save, and Scuderi dumps it out. And the Checkers are going to kill off some more time. Almost 30 seconds killed off of the 2-minute power play. Enters the zone. Hanley gets it. Great save by the Checker goaltender. Block Scuderi. What a defensive play. Ices the puck to kill off a little bit more time. Ward with the puck on his stick. Wesley to Blouin. Blouin with the puck now. Gets it along the wing. Hanula. Great defensive play to break up that pass. Kill off a few more seconds there. The Checkers are allowing nothing to get through. Ward up to Henley. Henley's going to enter it in. Take it to the circles. Toe drag. Gets it back to Ward. Wesley with the puck to Ward. Shot saved by the Checker goaltender. And they're going to freeze it and stop play. Brody with the good save there. Obviously the Checkers leading in plus minus, a meaningless stat. Bradley and Frazee on the face-off. Looks like Frazee will be taking the face-off here. Checkers second line center gets it to Nikitin, who dumps the puck out. 45 seconds to go on the penalty kill. Auld with the puck now gets it up to Pettersson, to Bulbrook. Bulbrook here is going to enter the offensive zone, take it out wide. Shot, what a hit! Turned the puck over though, but what a hit. Auld, and another hit! The wrecking ball. Charlotte Checkers dump the puck out. Less than 25 seconds to go on the power play. Auld with the puck on his stick gets it up to Pronger. Pronger's going to take it into the offensive zone to Pettersson. Shot saved by Brody. Another save. Pettersson with the puck. Shot. Another stop. And a good clear by Bradley there. Kills off the remaining few seconds on the power play. Charlotte back to even strength. Here we go, 5-on-5 hockey. The two defenders get caught up together. Shot blocked partially on the way through. Charlotte gets it up to... Oh, man, that would have been a good offensive play. Never mind. Up to Hanula. Hanula on the puck now. We haven't seen him a whole lot this series, but Hanula gets it up to Conley. Conley is going to double back to the circles, take it behind. Nope, give it to Savage. Savage to Conley. Shot wide. He had room on the glove side. On the backhand. Auld with the puck was going to get laid out. Pronger with the puck though. Auld, wide open lane. Shot it wide. My goodness. And Brody's going to poke check it away so the Checker defender can get it. 37 for the Checkers in red coming up the ice. He's going to take it out wide to the circle. Shot to Nikita. No. Bulbrook is going to break up that shot. Very weak slap shot from 37 there. Bulbrook with the puck to... Oh, nope. Back to Bulbrook. Banting. Bulbrook. What a save, Brody. Bulbrook with the puck on his stick. Another stop. Nikitin with it now. Puck is exiting the zone. Nikitin gets it up to Nabokov, Charlotte's leader in points. Nabokov, what a move. Gets it around. Shot. Urquhart with the shot. And no good there. Up to Paul, who is tripped. No! He wasn't tripped. He was literally... He must have just been bumped off the puck. Banting with it. Turned it over. Bad turnover to Nikitin. And Paul gets it to McLeod. McLeod with the puck on his stick. Takes it to the right, left circle. Shot. Save on the one-timer. No good. Banting with the puck. Gets it to Henley. Henley with it. Back to Banting. Shot it wide. Henley gets laid out. Once again, the Charlotte Checkers just grinding and getting it done. Henley might be hurt. Bradley got it to Ramsey. Ramsey way up there is Urkamp. Urkamp takes it behind the net and turns it over. Janssen with the puck on his stick now. Janssen takes it out wide past the circle. Great tie-up by the Checkers defender there. I believe that's Nikitin. Hit the post with the shot. Bradley has it now. That was the best chance of this overtime so far. Blouin with the puck up to Janssen. Janssen with it enters the offensive zone. Gets crunched. Right in. Wide. Partially blocked by Nikitin. Bradley with the puck. He's going to enter in the offensive zone and dump it in. Partial line change going on for the Checkers. Ward is going to get it to Janssen. Janssen with the puck up to Rypien. Rypien with it to Blouin. Scores. Oof, that was not good. It's funny that was the best chance, that was the goal that goes in. Both times it's been like great chances these goalies will stop, but it's like the soft ones they'll just let go by them. You know, it's weird how that works in the AHL. But anyways, going to Game 7 or Game 6. Back at home, though, the Checkers could have a chance to win the Calder Cup on home ice. First period, tie game, Wong with the goal. Second period, San Jose gets out to a 3-1 lead, and Dice gets a goal to make it 4-1. San Jose forcing game 7. It's tough. Like, you need a game 7 win. Islanders fired their coach, not terribly surprising. Game 7 of the Calder Cup final. Charlotte, early lead thanks to Bradley. Second period now, McLeod and Hanula adding goals. We're going to slow sim, see what goes on. Charlotte wins with another goal from Nabokov. We're just going to go ahead and sim. What a performance from Brody in net. That's a 5-0 shutout win in a Game 7. Your Calder Cup champions are the Charlotte Checkers. St. Louis, as you can see, won the Stanley Cup. There we go. Charlotte winning, I believe, their second Calder Cup of this playthrough. We'll view the draft class. New York is obviously getting first overall, so they'll be picking Miles Archer more than likely. Very few surprises in this game. Retired players is about to be a mess. View retired players. Here we go. Patrick Cunningham, one of our franchise players, retires. 1574 points in 1440 games. Was he a career Boston Bruin? I believe he was. A career Boston Bruin. His career high in points, he hit 99 points, 103, 112, 129, my God. He was 36, 37, or 35, he was 34. He hit 129 points, that's insane. He would have had a great career even without that season, but that's insanity. But this past year, he hit 800 NHL goals, a feat that few have accomplished. An excellent career for Patrick. 110 game-winning goals over the course of his career. 382 points were on the power play. 24 were on the penalty kill. Just a solid career overall. He probably could have had another season. He was only 92 overall. Big Sam and Jonathan both retiring as Canes, along with Elias Pettersson, who is not a Cane, but still. Big Sam retiring. Obviously, we've already seen these two players' stats. Tolvanen retiring. Sarai retiring as a career Ottawa Senator. Harry Cranky retiring as a great defenseman. Tuna retiring as well as a great defenseman, along with Miro Heiskanen. Work rate retiring. JT Shepard retiring. My goodness. Any other creative players? Panda and Finding Nino both retiring. Other than that, no created players at this list, I don't believe. Yeah, no more created players. Goaltending. We may have. Oh, no. No goaltenders have retired yet, so we still have a few created players here. I know Trevor's created player is still in the league. I need a new QMJHL and NLA scout, but I will get to all of this tomorrow night. I'm tired, and it's just time to end for the night. Thank you all for watching. We will see you all next time.